Satnam Neo Natives, welcome back for another installment, the last installment of Shackled to Creation. Part 7, Becoming Everything. Perfect forever. Fall onto and into me as my body escapes into whatever is left of my soul. I have become nothing, and in the process lost everything. As I whip tentacles of liquid nitrogen in a circle around my consciousness, I realize that what I need is the blankets of whatever came before. But I've always seemed to lose whatever could have been beautiful. Then I open my eyes onto the landscape of bizarre concordances that only record my life thus far. But now I know how it continues, because I finally understand how it began. But for now, I am still yours, stillborn, and in your arms I wait. I wait till I can finally show you how I'm becoming everything. For you and for me, I know light and shadow can be still as the dawn. As time drips my mind from the land I decided not to visit, snap off what hasn't happened yet, and create your own forever. This is a warning. This is the way you will die. This is the way you will die. This is the way you will die. Not with a bang, but with a whimper. You will beg, and no one will hear you. You will cry, and they will all turn away. You will curse, and they all will throw stones. In your discarded life you wait. In your discarded life you dream of martyrdom. But they do not give you satisfaction of innocent bystander green radiation of why and now is nothingness, why is everythingness, and finally you believe in your talentless talent, in winged chariots of bliss, riding into a blazing horizon, forever burning madness and hate only for oneself. But why in this consummation as I consume the heat of your purity, as the purple I see bleeds forever into my eyes, give me, but I already know I can, and I commence with 7 to continue to completion. That was fun. Spindle Trap. Triangulate my throat and slit a hole so deep that I would never be able to climb back out. Stabbing at the trachea with giant knitting needles, I slip back into the mucus. To finally become 7, I need to reach the knowledge suspended in the splintered air behind the throat. Body is a prison for the soul. We are hollow, trapped, and dead inside our blood vessels. You are a wheel postponed indefinitely, and I am your flat. Come and fill me to tipping. But then I fall into the spindle trap, forever being carried on a cloud of spider tongues, and forever impaled on woven cotton. I prick my finger. It has just begun. Inject your arm down my oiled throat as I beg you to save me. Everything is illuminated, and I asphyxiate on your loveliness. Seduction isn't what it seems, and premonition may be wrong, but I know for a fact parting ways always leads to strawberry paragons. Bone goggles. They come from below my eyes. Trekking through the path of my tears, I gladly let them infect, as their capes of steel make incisions in my cornea. And I focus through my blood, seeing only malice in the fire that rapes my severed torso. My head waits in silence in a sand sarcophagus until you kiss my exposed spine. Healed away, my eyes project daggers into your love lips. Don't say it, because the bone goggles won't let me believe it. I only know my pain, and I only see your death through bloody cartilage. But please, help me to discard these ocular falsifiers and revive my spirit into your arms. Becoming everything. Forget forever and come down to paradise, where everything becomes nothing and the spiral of sheep trace back to the end of always beginning. But I know that finding Eden will not always wash away like waterfalls of forgiveness. I die anyway in the I die anyway in the bright swamp of cowardice. Forgive me, but not knowingness of sky radiance in your face of unbliss. I'm here in your fleshless arms waiting. I work better when I'm broken. Waiting. 7 times 7 forever. Fuck forever. Eternity. In the moment. Only for now, only for this long, and it is taken from my hands into your mouth of defiance, and I am pushed from everything I desire, and you refuse to give. You don't need to give in, but why refuse to give? For I love you in this, and not just for now, not just for this moment, eternity. That's what I wish. I wish for these things that you can't provide, but take me anyway as I plummet upward toward non-redemption. As it is in this it is, and I and you and us, none, no one in this is blameless. And I am becoming everything. You give me nothing except an empty embrace. It's just a continual no. It seems, as I instinctively fall into cloudlessness, that I am slowly beginning to see things, even though I cannot identify them. Now and then you are king, and I know this as a knife entering the air, as the wind breaks the skin. I can feel time draw me in as a lover. But I don't want it to penetrate me like a sponge in scalding water. We are our fears, and into this world we inject our thoughts and reject sensibilities as we crave death and hollowness. It takes strength to give yourself to the world, and through living it creates incantations of spirit waves into the ocean of collective. Why do I want this more than experience itself? Eluded delusions become realizations when we make it so. In dreams we are one. In dreams I see you. In dreams we understand one another. Give to me as I give to you, simultaneously entering each other. Blue energy canals of radiant spectacles circle our entity in time-space, free us into the atmosphere as we make love to all things being. I know you. Open your eyes to the breaking outer reaches as my fingers stretch to touch you. I'll split off and my body can be in many, because it is not me who is becoming everything. As long as I'm a prisoner in this, I can't reach out. But everyone, in everything, we all are. As we spin in space, we merge into light and dark and good and evil and everything and nothing. We are together. We are you. We are us. We are everything. Finding Eden. I have forgotten how to dream. I have forgotten how to cry. However, this is my world forever. I have created it, and I can destroy it. I have discovered, and I have lost. Without forever is something I will have to live in. Eden has brought me into the lush landscape, then spit me out like a fish without its bones. You are still and perfect. You are still and forever. But I know now that underneath everything in the dirt is the sun, and beneath every dead shell is a spirit, wafting somewhere on the breeze as one consciousness. And I still have to find it, always chasing Amy. It wasn't all in vain, all withered like a weed without a gardener. It wasn't all useless, as I am laying here in invisible arms, touchless, toothless and decaying in the Garden of Eden. You are beautiful. Not forever on this earth, but forever inside me. Teach me your sins so that I can make them my own. I shall walk in the shadow, in the light of inspiration, knowing you have dragged me here, kicking, screaming, hiding my face, then accepting. Time code my life. Do I start at 0 or at 1? Eden is like a sky captured in time-lapse, wispy, white perfection slipping away on a blue darkening. How did I find it in this wasteland of ever-present float nothingness? I did. No time code inside that spectrum of solace, no burn-in with me without a shadow of space. I did not have a screener to show me how this was going to turn out. This is life, without metaphor, without fancy, meaningless words, life. To live in the present, to aspire for the sky and the blue darkening into something amazing is enough for me. I'll gladly look for Eden for the rest of my life. What shape do you hold? Seven. I am the daughter of finality, the sister of apocalypse, the wife of extinction, the priestess of rape, the mother of despair, and the seductress of deception. There seem to be no buttons to control this life, so I've taken it upon myself to manipulate the spirit, and I understand now what it means to hope for the desperation. I have followed my path toward divinity and discovered femininity and absent virginity. Speak to me in hushed whispers as you create the substance, this substance of emptiness and tantra. I live by nothingness and my only God is zero. Emptiness is an easy concept. Infinity flushes away our consciousness and leaves us in a flooded desert, drowning in our ignorance. I am here to put out the fire with flames. I am here to warm the cold women with ice. And if you bother to love me, I'll share with you what has become single inside our constellations, how we find hope. The box that I keep under my bed is filled with chipped teeth, neglected by the tooth fairy of my desires. I covet her dress and her powers, and what she stirs up in the young. If there is a way to undress the lies, what then will we find to put behind bars? My conscience goes backwards, and my desire is to unmake, but in hopes of rebuilding. There is still beauty in the dilapidated, so why aren't we happy with the rubble we are scattered in? And the pain we feel is only a temporary pleasure. Holding on to it is an art that is learned. Scars given to butterflies lie down in daffodils of blood as we smell the perfume of factories. We strip paintings of gravel ceilings, holding up our hands into the dry air as we crack, crumble, and embrace our lungs. I haven't got time to grow another pair of hands, and I certainly can cremate with my own 2 feet. Paint me up. Make me certain. Then I'll be free. I haven't even begun. But this is your finale. My overture will start momentarily. But for now, wait for me, my darlings. You won't live for much longer. I seal this with a kiss. In filmic terms, I am dead. As my creativity dies, my skills have curdled. Reels of celluloid wrapped around my neck. It cuts into my trachea. The blood that seeps into the film creates pictures. These are my films. I bleed them and ejaculate them onto my subconscious scrotum. Cut open and balls hanging limp in the hands of my invisible mistress. She has my neck, my wrists, my ankles, my anus. They are hers to possess, cut, and reject. Possess me forever, but nothing lasts forever. I will serve as long as I can. This business has collared me. The art has me in its competitive claws. The hooks are in my spinal column as I am spread eagle naked on your waterbed of broken glass. As long as I cum blood, I will love you sweetly with a gun. All my love. 7. Shackled to creation.